Hello everybody, this is your boy Angel Ramon Medina again, and it's another podcast, just like I promised. Only that this one's gonna be a little different. If you been to my website, I said I promised I was gonna start doing book reviews, and I think the time has come to do my first book review, which would be on this podcast and should also be on my website coming up later as well. So I decided to. So a friend of mine, actually my left-hand man, Bernard Jan, shout out to you for giving me a review copy of his novel Cruel Summer, which is also in Croatian, but he also decided to write an English version. It's not out for publication just yet, but I figure, if I gave him a good enough review and I start tracking enough attention, he may bring his confidence up and maybe one day it'll be published for the world to see. So without further ado, here's my thoughts about the book review. And the way I'm gonna do it is I'm gonna do it in 4 categories: character, plot, the way it's written, and the conclusion. Well, so let's start off with the first category: characters. Characters are he nailed it with the characters. In fact, I got his character so well that I actually got his main character, which is known as Michael. I thought it was him. I thought it was Bernard himself in real life, and he was just using him as a character. But then he told me he was more of his friend Victor. So I kind of like each of the characters has their own personality, which is vital. Michael is like this North kid, who wants to want to skateboard in a dystopian, New York, thousands of years later, where experimentation is high, where another ice age has hit New York, in the middle of summer it's snowing, cold. It gives you that dull, that foggy, dull feeling, like, it's a very dark feeling. I kind of like that. I like dark books like that, and the characters just enhance. And then you got his father, Hank, who tries to help his son, tries to get some psychological help. And then he has his sister, who lives elsewhere. I'm being vague. I don't want to give away too many things. I'm not trying to spoil the story. You kind of got to read the story for yourself to enjoy. Then he has a sister who's concerned about him as well. So, all the characters, and then you have, Victor, which, Bernard told me that I was more like him, Victor. Because Victor was, you go to the hospital, go see his grandmother before she died. And, and it said, I wrote him like that because he remembered, him seeing his grandmother. This is, pretty close to the way he grew up in life. His family was. So so if I had to give a rating, I give it a 4 out of 5. A solid 4.5 out of 5. Not quite perfect, but I'm picky with characters, so. But very good job. It's a very good very good job with the characterization. Not very boring. Now the plot. Awesome plot, dystopian, New York, Ice Age, skateboarding, he puts his personality into the mix. He moves to skateboarding, most extreme sports, even though he doesn't know how to, even though the real author doesn't know how to skateboard for nothing, but he puts all his mics and his personality, which is like I said in my last podcast, which is something you got to do, is put your personality into the book. And that's exactly what Bernard did in the plot. And then you got the climate change, the oppressive climate change that's killing everybody. And then they have to confront a brutal murder that turns the mice upside down. Like I said, I'm trying to give an honest review without trying to give away too many details, because this is a book you must read. I recommend it, I highly recommend it. So, and then later on, Michael gets accused for a crime, for something he didn't do, and then him and his best friend Victor have to go prove his innocence something similar to what my second book, Framed, is. Where my main character has to prove his innocence for a series of different events. This has like a subtle NWO plot. New American and a New World Order. So got a little bit of an NWO plot there, which I absolutely liked. I'm an NWO person too. I'm well reading books based on that. So 5 out of 5 to that. Excellent work, Bernard. Excellent work. And when it comes to the way it's written, grammar, spelling, 5 out of 5 because very easy to understand, easy to understand flow. It's a little slow at times, but I don't want to deduct points because that's of my personal issues. And to be honest, the reason it took me such a long time to read, and the reason I found it slow to read, was because it was personal. It's because I was busy doing my own thing. It was I had so many other things that I just got to finish it. But Bernard, he for a man who's Slavic, born in Croatia, he definitely demonstrates a very good understanding of the English language. So I gotta give it to him. 5 out of 5. And the ending, it's a 4 out of 5. Eventually, Michael tries to prove his innocence. There's only, he has that one ray of light, that guides him for everything from his dead mother. And, he tries to endure the abuse bestowed upon him by his stepfather, for as long as he can. It's an ending that honestly made me cry. I love endings that make me cry. Absolutely beautiful job. 5 out of 5 towards the ending. So combine the scores together, this book is a solid, it's good. It's a solid read. You gotta get this book. I mean, the only problem is it's only available in Croatian. So I'm trying to see if I could get Bernard to possibly publish it in English. He's right now looking for an agent. So if you're an agent out there, you're watching this video, get this guy a call, give this guy a hookup, or get this guy, or I'll be willing to help him self-publish it and get it out there, because I think this is a book you need to read. You have got to read it. It is a long book, I have to tell you, which is one of my only pitfalls. But I'm not going to say too much because I do enjoy writing long novels myself, so I'm not going to complain. But this definitely is an epically long book, so pack some patience, but Mike Bernard said, do not rush reading, just enjoy it for what it is. Overall, excellent read, excellent dystopian, scene, futuristic New York, what New York could be in the next ice age, which may not be coming too far from the future if you listen to the scientists out there. So my final verdict for this book, it's a 4.5 out of 5. It is an excellent read. It misses a 0.5 just for the slight characterization that's a little bland at parts, such as his sister and the people she meets. But that's because I'm picky. But otherwise, this is a solid 4.5 out of 5. For the first novel I read from Mr. Bernard Jan, excellent read, excellent work. So I think I'll do it. So subscribe to my YouTube channel and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more, for more great book reviews. Hopefully I won't have to cross an awful book review, but if I do, you'll be sure to know. And the review and the written review will also be up on my website, on my blog post, at www.highbrewrevolution.com, under the blog and other cool stuff, page. So you could check that out, and that'll be under reviews. So this is Angel Medina, and I'll see you on the next book review. Take it easy, everyone.